I don't know, but our last name is Power. I know when I asked you something. It's in the chat. I would have to go back to our history because it's been about 6 months ago. I asked you this question, and you just sent like a smiley face back to me.
Well, we're gonna walk through it now. So
but I don't know all the names.
You don't have to know. We gonna see if we know any common names. That's all.
Listen, I'm not big with my family history. We used to I can't even think of the church, and I go to this church all the time because that's where my dad is buried. Because we got like I'm not gonna lie, they got like the whole plot up there, like all the deceased relatives is there. It's not Mount Bethel. Oh shoot, I wasted time because I can't think right now because I really wasn't thinking for you to, to pull me up here on the live.
Well, you asked to come up, didn't you?
I did, but so many other people asked too, so I wasn't sure that I would get picked. Somebody said you have the same nose as similar eyes.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see it.
What I'll do is I'll re-message you like one day. But okay, so let's move on to something else. So I did a past life reading a while back, and what happened with that past life reading, I was told that I was here previously as a male. And she told me, she said it wasn't nothing that I wouldn't do for money. And I'm like, what? That don't even seem like me. But she just told me, I guess my attitude, and she said when I reincarnated this time is that I'm looking for now the opposite. And I'm just looking like for love and things like that. Because I feel like that's more me that I resonated with. But the past life, she was just like, girl, you were nothing nice. I'm like, really? And I'm just like, okay, all right. And I don't know how to take that. But I do know we do reincarnate into different bodies.
Yeah, but it makes sense, though.
Okay.
So, if you was doing anything for money as a male in your past life, right, that means that you was in search of power.
Okay.
And you had enough money accumulated in that lifetime to realize that the power is an illusion.
Okay.
The power of wealth is an illusion. The real power is the power of love. This would make you come back as a woman now. Okay. Because now you're looking for mitochondrial control frequency. And this would say that you are looking to control harmonious life and the love that people have for you by self-presentation. Right? And so you would be focused on service to others in this life. Whereas before, in the past life, being the opposite, you was looking for others to serve you.
Right. And that, basically that's my career. I work in emergency management, and that's what it's like. My heart is so into it to help other people. I mean, not even at work, in life, period. That's who I am. Yeah. If I have it, I'm giving it.
Yeah. So the self-discovery in the past life brought about you writing a new book of life, using the past life as the life you don't want to live no more.
Right. And I don't.
And it's in your energy that you don't want the false light. You want the true light.
Right. And that's me. I would rather hurt you more telling you the truth than making up any other kind of story that's not true.
Pacifying you with a lie.
That's what I'm not gonna do. I can't do it. Because then it bothers me that I done stood here and lied to you about something that made no sense. And that's my thing. I give too much of the truth. And people be like, oh, you need to tone it down. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. I have no other way to say it but the way that it come out. And I feel like that's the way I should be, because if not, then I have to lie to myself to appease you, to make you feel good about something, whatever that situation is. And now I feel bad because I done lied to you about something that made no sense. And then I'm a Scorpio too.
That's called integrity.
Yeah, I believe, yes.
Integrity requires you to learn something called tact. If you don't, you're gonna be like Big Mama. Big Mama would say, "Get your stinking ass in the shower. You smell like a herd of cows." Right? Whereas if you develop the tact, you just go get the towels and show them where the bathroom at and say, "When you get done, if you need to change clothes, let me know."
Right.
You just told them the same thing, but you didn't hurt their feelings first.
Right.
Right. Now, sometimes it's required for you to take on that mean Big Mama energy.
And
Because some people not gonna listen until you say, "Mother did not tell you." Then now they all ears.
Right. You're right. Because I definitely have it. That's why I told you I'm a Scorpio. I have that side, but I also have that caring and loving side that I don't mind sharing with anybody. Until you cross me. When you cross me, then of course,
Well,
you have to deal with that other side of us.
Yeah.
But yep, I didn't have too much. Huh?
I said, "You catch this finger."
Yes. And one more thing, and I'm trying not to be long. When a previous lady was up talking, and she talked how she lost her family member, and mine is tomorrow is the actual date that my mom and dad, they died on the same day, 8 years apart. And I was told that my dad had came and got my mama because she passed away second. Actually, well, I'm from New Orleans, so we buried my mother that Saturday, evacuated that Sunday, and we was homeless that Monday. But he came, I guess, because she was sick, and he came to get her up out of there because we buried her back in Mississippi in Osaka. At Kelly Baptist Church. I don't know if you ever heard of Kelly Baptist Church up that way.
I don't do many churches. All of the
Right.
churches
I'm not religious. I'm not into that either, but that's what
every
we
church
did as
they
a
took me
family.
to when I was staying down there in Macomb with my auntie was in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It
that was
was in
something
the
small.
trailer in the backwoods.
Yeah. Something small, yeah. Yeah.
They had a nice little congregation for a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only like 2 or 3 trailers set up in like a little one of them they cooking in the kitchen and the other ones, they got other little study groups going. Then they got the main church trailer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get out of service. They sit around at the picnic tables and talk and reminisce. Had a whole powwow session going.
Because when you talk about that Mississippi clay dirt, I used to be playing in it. So when you talk about Mississippi and New Orleans, that's just like, I'm like, man, not that you were really there, but that brings back memories for me growing up as a child
Because
in
I know
Mississippi.
what I'm talking about.
You know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about that on the dirt road. Yes.
Yeah.
No pavement, dirt road. Yep, but all right. Thank you for taking the time to pull me up.
All right, so it was nice talking to you.
All right. All right, same here.
Let's see who's next up. Chiefing with the Chief. Mafia Shakur. Mafia Shakur. Anybody named Shakur is all right with me.
Peace, God.
Peace, God. What's going on with you?
Oh man, I made it back for a second time, man. I always watch you and all that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like I say, for me, I'm really been dealing with the balance of myself, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm kind of to myself, but at the same time, I'm for the people. I'm outgoing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm balancing the selfishness of what I have to do for self as versus to, you know what I'm saying, what I'm sharing with the people and being there for other people at the same time. It's like I say, things like just the family structure. It's like my great grandmother, she 90 years old. You know what I'm saying? So if nobody's going to do what they supposed to do for her, I'm going to be the one to show up, whether it's going to the market or doctor's appointment, whatever it may need to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like finding the balance between that and making a way. Yeah, definitely from Baltimore.
Okay, so you gotta always remember you gotta be your first priority for one reason. can't help nobody if you can't help yourself.
That's true indeed.
Right? Now, you might be able to help yourself and help Granny. Because that might be what your purpose is at the moment until you get where you can help the rest of the family.
Right.
Don't worry about the rest of them. Worry about Granny.
Right.
Because she's going to be feeding you all kind of words of wisdom in the process that's going to help you see through a lot of foolishness because she got the age and experience. She's seen it all. She lived through it. We can talk about the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. She was there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you focus on getting where you want to be and taking care of your personal business first and helping Granny, Granny is going to also help you to get yourself where you want to be because she's seen it all.
Right.
Right? And this is also other people in the family not going to be saying that, they're going to be watching. Right? And even if they're not saying nothing, when certain ones of them see you need help, they're not going to tell you need help. They're just going to help.
I feel that.
Right? But they're going to lead a weight on you until the energy tell them step in and help. Right? So focus on building your life how you want it, your heaven on earth, your wife, kids, the house you want to live. Right. Design all that shit. Right. How you want it.
I understand that.
And while you taking care of Granny, you are using the mitochondria she gave you through your mama. Right? And the love that she had, if she gave it to you, if she comes from your father's side, she's the same love. She can jump to your motherland mitochondria.
Yeah, she come. This my mother.
Okay, so she got you was in your granny womb when your mama was being developed.
Right.
So she can help you energetically more than you can possibly know. By you being of service to her while you in the process of building your life, it keeps your energy, y'all. We making sure that you guys are aware that we was following the tribal oral tradition to reclaim everything that belonged to the tribes. We have what they call territorial land rights. With the territorial land rights, that give us the jurisdictional supremacy on the land. We were under the subjection to the admiralty jurisdiction, which is minority jurisdiction on the land, meaning it's not controlling. But they took control based on us not asserting our oral traditions to overthrow their paperwork. Article 77 of the Longhouse Treaty says that when they violated their when they came to the time where they was up for evaluation to continue the contract, one of the chiefs, a war chief, myself being a war chief, historically Chief Pontiac is an Ottawa war chief. Hereditarily, I, as a student of war and warfare, had become the most qualified person on the land that I'm on to inherit the war rights of Chief Pontiac, but I'm not the only Chief Pontiac. I'm the Chief Pontiac war chief, military strategist, and tribal general and equivalent to the tribal positions as you understand ranking systems. So the underlying purpose of an oral tradition is to vocally say what they don't want you to say, to offend the sensibility of the innocent, and to humiliate the guilty and cause shame upon the guilty for doing the dirt they did. And this is going to polarize the people. the people will be polarized by the innocent versus the guilty, the righteous versus the unrighteous. When we say righteous, that means right in position of cultural norm. We establish the cultural norm, they hijack it, alter it, and then feed it back to us. Panthers started a breakfast program for the children. What do? They shut them down and then they offer a breakfast program because they can't stand for us to tend to our own affairs. So by putting it in the public domain, following the oral tradition, other independent chiefs around the land get to scrutinize the evaluation that the person talking is explaining to determine if it's valid and if they would make allegiance as a chief who agree that the corporate jurisdiction no longer serves the best interests of any of the tribes. And every tribal leader that understands this becomes sometimes even a hostile addition to support the claim. And when I say hostile, that means that I don't really too much care for Chief Pontiac Rod Hayes. I don't like that saying, but he right about my stuff, right? So even though I don't like him, because he right about me claiming my birthright, then I'm going to support the cause of following the oral tradition of the tribes, and I'm going to put my oral statement out there so y'all know that even though I don't like him, I agree with the fact that we need to overthrow these tyrants. So the warring clans, you got OGs from all sects now, as they say in the hood, which means you got elders from every tribe, city councils or county or state legislators informing them of the violations that they making according to their constitutional agreement, and that all of them are operating in fraud. Now, when we do a public notice, it's notice to agent, it's notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. All social media platforms are viable formats for public notice because they are time-stamped, archivable formats that can be retrieved and labeled and received by the public in numbers of exceeding 1,000 people. That's what makes all social media formats viable outlets for a public notice. So we explained to you that everything that we're doing is following the oral tradition of the tribes. We claimed everything back already. Now, you're going to see a lot of what we call Indo-Europe or Neo-Europeans, palefaces, serving public notice, right, on our behalf, but we don't know they working for us because they've been appearing to have worked against us for so long, we don't trust them. So we don't trust them. They have to go out and do the dangerous work that would normally get one of us assassinated if they really in the interest of the best good. So we ain't sending nobody to do nothing. We send them to do it. Just like you sent them to block all the institutions so we couldn't have access to anything, but we still came up regardless of the situation. We still came up. Right? So they did everything they could to bury us, and the seed bust through the ground, a whole oak tree in short order, and they didn't even see it growing. So roll the corn, Elder. Roll the corn.
And we know first one, I don't know how this. I don't think you sent me this first one, but some kind of way it got downloaded, and I say, "Oh yeah, this go along with just what he's saying too." And when he get through saying what he's saying, could you explain a little bit the shipwreck and how they crash their ship? I think that's a good one right there. What he was because
you remember we did the video on jurisdiction?
Yeah.
When we went over subject matter jurisdiction, we went over territorial jurisdiction, admiralty jurisdiction, right? Mm-hmm. The instructions he was given was in the face of a court and it's telling you, according to the rules of court, under the discovery aspect, when you request the discovery that details their ability to prosecute by having what's called competent jurisdiction. And he's telling you the things that has to be on file in order to establish that competent jurisdiction over the person, which is personal jurisdiction, which nobody has jurisdiction over you unless you are a minor. Your parents have jurisdiction over you, not the state.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Personal jurisdiction makes you sui juris in proper person, proper persona. Right? And so when you sui juris, that means you are a competent adult, right? Able to handle your own affairs as a sovereign. But they don't honor that under the corporate jurisdiction, because to honor that would be to confess to their fraud.
Right.
Right? The whole constructed fraud is based on a wartime acquisition of the Americas, and it was being exercised by the Crown of England under the false pretense that the colonists was independent of the Crown when they rebelled. But they was never independent of the Crown because King George was funding both sides of the American Revolution. So if he's funding both sides, he gonna win no matter who come out winning. But all of it is a Mutt and Jeff routine to deceive and dupe the natives of the land, right? And then from there, they start their conquest and expansion. This is why they got rid of the Articles of Confederation of the Continental Congress, because it's never been overturned. It's more controlling in law than the actual Constitution, because first and